Night in Olowo Village. Sounds of heavy rain pounding on rooftops. Thunder rattles the sky. In Olowo Village, rain is a blessing, but not all rains come in peace. And only one man knows which clouds bring life and which bring death. Lightning flashes. We see an old man, 70 years old, frail but sharp-eyed, standing barefoot in the rain, his gray beard dripping, his walking stick trembling in his hand. Old man muttering to himself, "It has begun again." Cut to Amina, 24 years old, beautiful but humble, rushing through the rain, clutching a basket of palm kernels. She sees the old man and pauses. "Baba de Kunle, what are you doing outside? You'll catch your death in this cold." Old man turns slowly, his eyes intense. "Child, tell your father to take the goats away from the river. The water will rise before sunrise." Amina confused. "But it's just rain. It always floods a little." "Not this time. The storm that comes tonight will wash away more than goats." He walks away into the darkness, leaving Amina unsettled. Morning after the storm. The sun rises, the village is half submerged in water. Amina's father's goats are gone. The villagers gather murmuring in shock. Villager 1, how did Baba de Kunle know? Villager 2, skeptical. Look, old man's been saying strange things for years. One day he will be wrong. Amina looks at the old man from afar, curiosity in her eyes. Amina's home. Amina's father, Musa, paces angrily. That old man should have warned the whole village, not just you. Amina, Papa, maybe the others wouldn't have believed you. And we lost half our head. Who will marry you now? Go and bring water before I lose my temper. Amina bites her lip, holding back tears. She leaves, walking toward the stream. At the stream is quiet. Amina kneels to fill her pot. A young man, Kunle, 28 years old, tall, charming, returns from the city. He sees her and smiles. "Amina, is that really you?" Amina, surprised, shy smile. "Kunle, you're back?" "Kunle, 4 years. I thought you'd be married by now." Amina, quietly. Life doesn't always go as planned. They share a lingering look before another villager calls Kunle away. Amina watches him leave, her heart stirring. The second warning. Baba de Kunle sits under a tree, tracing patterns in the dirt. Amina approaches. "Baba, how do you know when storms will come?" Old man, "It is not the clouds I watch. It is the silence of the birds, the smell of the wind, the whispers in my dreams." Amina, half joking. "Dreams?" Old man, serious. "And tonight, another warning comes, but this one is not of rain." Amina looks unsettled. Village festival. The village is alive with drums, dancing and laughter. Amina wears a simple but lovely wrapper. Kunle dances with her, drawing jealous glances from Bisi, a vain, wealthy girl who has always wanted Kunle. Bisi to her friend. "That Amina thinks she can take my man, she will regret this." The old man's vision. Night falls. Baba de Kunle wakes from a nightmare, drenched in sweat. Old man to himself. Blood and fire before the next moon. Jealousy takes root. Bisi visits Amina at the stream, pretending friendliness. "You think Kunle will marry a good header's daughter? He has plans in the city. Men like him don't stay for women like you." Amina hides her head, but her hands shake. The first romantic moment. Kunle walks Amina home after the stream. "I don't listen to Bisi. I didn't come back to chase city dreams. I came because some things are worth staying for." They pose under a moonlit tree. Almost a kiss, but a sudden distant scream interrupts them. The twist. The villagers run toward the river. A child has fallen in. Kunle dives in to save him. Baba de Kunle arrives, his voice urgent. "This is not the last. The river will take more before the moon turns full." The villagers stare at him, fear in their eyes. That night, Amina can't sleep. She remembers the old man's words. She remembers Kunle's eyes, and she wonders, is the real storm the one in the skies, or the one coming for their hearts? In Olowo Village, some storms come from the clouds and some from the souls of men.
Morning after the rescue. Kunle works on a mat in the chief's compound, bandaged from the river rescue. Amina is beside him, wiping his forehead with a cloth. Kunle, weak smile. You stayed all night? Amina, you risked your life for that boy. I couldn't leave. They share a deep look. Baba Adekunle stands in the doorway, his face grave. Old man, one life saved, but the river will not be satisfied. The next will be harder to save. Amina shivers. Whispers of suspicion. In the village square, gossip spreads. Villager 1, did you see how Baba Adekunle came just before the child fell? Villager 2, maybe he causes the bad things so he can look wise. The whispers reach Bisi, who smiles slyly. Bisi, if the old man is feared, I can use that fear. Romantic escape. Kunle takes Amina to a quiet hill above the village. Kunle, when I was in the city, I thought money was the answer to everything. But here with you, I remember who I am. Amina, and who is that? Kunle, a man who wants a wife with a pure heart, not a rich dress. They hold hands. Just as they lean close, dark clouds gather on the horizon. Baba Adekunle's warning. The old man stands barefoot at the riverbank, eyes closed, listening to the wind. Old man, to himself, the second claim will come with no rain, only silence. He hobbles toward the market to warn people, but most laugh him off. Bisi's plot. Bisi corners Musa, Amina's father, at his farm. Bisi, do you want your daughter to die poor? Kunle will never marry her if I offer him my father's land. Musa, you can't buy love. Bisi, no, but I can make sure Amina loses it. She walks away, smacking. The second tragedy. Afternoon. The village is unusually quiet. The sun is bright, no sign of rain. Children play near the river. Suddenly, a strong, unnatural current sweeps a teenage girl into the deep water. Screams fill the air. Kunle rushes to help, but the river is wild and unpredictable. Amina grabs Baba Adekunle's arm. Amina, Baba, what can we do? Old man, sometimes the storm is not in the sky, but in what has already been set in motion. The girl's body is recovered. Wails fill the village. The turning point. At the burial, Bisi spreads a rumor that Baba Adekunle cursed the girl's family. Fear turns to anger. Villager 3. We cannot allow him to stay. He brings death with his mouth. Amina stands between the crowd and the old man. Amina, he tried to warn us. Bisi, or maybe he warned you because you are part of his witchcraft. The crowd gasps. Kunle steps forward protectively. Bisi, enough Bisi. Bisi's eyes burn with humiliation, a dangerous seed planted. Love in the shadow of fear. That night, Kunle walks Amina home. Kunle, no matter what they say, I will stand by you. When this trouble passes, I want to talk to your father about marriage. Amina's heart fills with hope, but she sees Baba Adekunle watching from the shadows, his expression unreadable. The old man's confession. Later, Amina visits the old man in his hut. Old man, child, you must tell Kunle to leave before the full moon. Amina confused. Why? Old man, because in my vision, the storm takes him. Amina's eyes widen in fear. The full moon rises slowly over Olowo Village. Amina lies awake, torn between love and fear. Kunle, asleep in his compound, has no idea that the one person who can see tomorrow's storms has seen his death. Sometimes, the heart is the hardest to protect, especially when you know the day it will break.
1 week to the full moon.
The air is heavy. Clouds hang low, though no rain falls. Baba Adekunle sits alone, sharpening his walking stick like a weapon. The old man knew what was coming. The question was, could fate be changed?
Amina's dilemma. Amina walks by the river, her eyes red from sleepless nights. Kunle joins her, his voice full of warmth. Kunle, I've spoken to your father. He agreed. We'll have our wedding after the harvest. Amina forcing Islam. Kunle, what if we left the village instead? Leave? But this is my home, and now you're my home too. Her eyes well up. She cannot tell him the truth.
Bisi's final move. In the market, Bisi gathers a group of young men. Bisi says, if the old man is not removed before the moon is full, more will die. If Kunle keeps defending him, he is part of the danger. She slips silver coins into their palms. The men nod grimly. The old man's last warning. That night, Baba Adekunle knocks on Amina's door. Old man, child, you've been kind to me, but kindness cannot stop the storm. Tomorrow night, when the moon rises, you must keep Kunle away from the river. Amina, I'll try. Old man, grabbing her hand, intense. No, Amina, you must swear. She swears, but her heart is heavy.
The calm before chaos. The day of the full moon. The village prepares for the harvest dance. Drums echo through the air. Children run with palm fronds. Kunle is in high spirits, wearing a crisp white agbada. Meanwhile, in the shadows, the young men Bisi bribed sharpen machetes.
The trap. During the dance, a boy runs to Kunle. Boy, your cow broke his tether by the river. Kunle, Amina, I'll be back before the next song. Amina panicking. No, let someone else. Kunle smiling. He's fine, stay and dance for me. He walks away before she can stop him. The clash. At the river, the young men confront Kunle. Youth 1, stay away from the old man or you'll join him in the river. Kunle, this isn't the way. They push him. He stumbles onto the slippery bank. At that exact moment, an unnatural wind howls. The water swells violently. No rain, just sudden fury. Baba Adekunle appears, shouting over the wind. Get away from the river, now! A huge wave surges, pulling Kunle in. Baba Adekunle dives in after him despite his age.
The sacrifice. Villagers rush to the bank. Amina arrives screaming Kunle's name. Moments later, Baba Adekunle surfaces, dragging Kunle's limp body to shore. He collapses beside him, gasping. Amina crying, Kunle, please! Kunle opens his eyes weakly, coughing. Kunle, marry someone who can protect you. His hand slips from hers. Silence falls. The old man closes his eyes in grief.
The old man's end. Bisi watches from the crowd, guilt flashing across her face. The young men slip away. Baba Adekunle looks at the moon, now bright and full. Old man, to Amina, the storm always takes what it's owed. But maybe now it's done. He falls forward, dead from exhaustion.
Epilogue. A few months later, Amina, dressed in white, places flowers at two graves, Kunle's and Baba Adekunle's. The river flows gently in the background. In Olowo Village, storms still come and go. But the people remember, not every storm can be seen in the sky. Some live in the hearts of the envious, and some in the hearts that love too deeply. Amina walks away, her face strong yet shadowed by loss. Fade to black.
Thank you for watching Afro Drama Box. Don't forget to like, share it, and subscribe to our channel.